Hey guys, this is Skeeter here today, and I wanted to take you through and show you something I'm just learning. It's a hand drill. Now I can't take any credit for being brand new at getting the supplies. Travis Henry over at Survive Without. He's my kind of mentor at this, and he supplied me with a nice hearth board. It's probably about, I'm not certain. Grab a tape measure here. It's about 1/4 inch thick, a little over 1/4 inch thick. It's an inch and an eighth wide, and he also supplied me with some seep willow and then also some horseweed. Horseweed is something that we can get here in this area. Seep willow is not, and I say this area, I mean central Kansas. In fact, almost anywhere in the United States, from what I'm reading about horseweed. Horseweed is also has some medicinal as well as nutritional value, and you can read more about that on your own. But anyhow, I wanted to show you that I've only been working on this for practicing. What I started out doing is I was practicing with putting the spindle. Actually, I started out with just a bow, an arrow from an old arrow that I had, and I put it in a little cup, and I was just practicing trying to get the motion of working your hands back and forth, and trying to make sure to use the whole hand and things like that. So today I'm going to I've have a couple notches already burned in, but I'm going to, and this one, the second one here, has got several more fires to go. But I'm going to show you what I do to get them started and burnt in. So I'm going to use what I've been taught is to take your spindle like this. Okay, I want to put my divot right here, which is the distance of the spindle is. And I don't want it too close to the previous one, but I want it close enough to where I can use this board over and over again. So you start making a divot. Make it big enough to where your spindle is it's about the diameter of your spindle. Not quite, because you don't want it too big just yet. You want it to be able to basically make a chase in there. This knife that I'm using isn't my normal knife. It's a knife that was given to me by Rocky Hollow, which was given to him. It's just the tip of a old hickory that was left over, but somebody was using to make bushcraft style knives, and just what I had laying right here. So then you take and you put the end of your horseweed. This one's I've used this several times over the last few days. If you follow me, if you're a friend of mine on Facebook, you know that the other day I did Thursday, today's Saturday, I did my first successful hand drill, and but anyhow, and today I'm still just practicing, so bear with me as I shoot this. But as we're going, we just start getting a divot formed in the stick, in the hearthboard. That's all I'm working for. I'm not trying to build up a big coal. I'm not trying to do anything. Just build a divot. And here's the end of my spindle here. You can see it's kind of rounded after, especially, and then you can see at the end of my divot, it's kind of smoothed out. It's got a lot of dust around it. What we're going to try to do is start collecting that dust. So what we got to do, I'm going to grab a bigger knife, one that's more comfortable in my hand. Where did it go? If I showed you my workbench right now, you would die laughing because it's just an entire mess. But anyhow, I found this one. This one's a little bit easier to use in the hand. What I'm going to do, I'm going to come in about a third, put my point in at about a third of my hole, my divot. And then I'm going to rock this way. I'm going to match it up the other way. And rock that way. What I want is a pie-shaped hole in there on the side. So I'm just going to start nibbling away. This hearthboard, he said, was a piece of cedar, but it's not the red cedar that we have around here. It was some material that he had gotten from work that was left over from a job. He's in construction, and like I said, this is just something that I'm learning right now. So, but I wanted to share with you just as we're going along. I'm pretty proficient at the bow drill, but I am still just learning. It has some of the same principles as the bow drill. But just not as many parts as the bow drill does. Because as you know, the bow drill has four using parts. You have the spindle, the bow, the hearthboard, and the bearing block. This simply has 2 parts, plus something to catch your ember in. Right now I'm just going to use a little piece of cardboard I found on the floor. So I'm going to rock you here so you can see, hopefully you can see my hands a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. So I'm just working on relaxing. I don't want my hands too stiff. I'm putting a gentle downward pressure on my bow. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to build dust in that V-notch. You want to work a little bit more down. Move you a little bit closer here and see if we can see it for me. As I come down, I want to make sure I'm using adequate force. Grab a hold at the last one, hold on to it until I come back up to the top, keeping the heat down there. Get a little bit of smoke, so I'm going to keep on going. Now I hope you can see that, but there is a considerable ember starting right there. So, let's see if you can probably see it. I'm going to at this point, I'm in my shed and I don't have any bird's nest here. But there you go. And like I said, these are like I need to say. These are ideal conditions with ideal equipment in a controlled environment. So if you're trying this, don't expect it to go extremely easy at first. Some things I recommend is getting your hands conditioned for a couple weeks. Like I did, I rolled a arrow shaft in my hands for a while just to get my hands built up a little bit. And anyhow, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this little video.